Hey guys, Casual Crono here. In this video, we are going to go a little more in depth into Tree of Savior Neo's Homestead world, I guess you could say. So I made one video kind of explaining how you start up a farm. And now that I've played with the farm and expanded it for a little while, I think I can go in a little more detail to help people that want to try and maximize its potential. So I'm going to cover kind of everything about the homestead. So if you watched my first video, you saw that when you first arrived here, none of this was here. It was all basically just little piles of rubble like this one. There was little stones and weeds everywhere. Nothing was growing. And I showed how you could grab the scythe, drag it around, and cut things with it. And that's how you start planting. You have an unlimited number of seeds to plant, so you can grow vegetables as much as you want. One of the kind of nuisances of the homestead is how much room you have for everything. You can see right now I have 340 slots available. And you are able to expand that, and I'll kind of discuss that. So first things first. Once you've gotten your homestead up and running, you have a few options. You can buy more chickens. You can buy more cows if you have the money, of course. So if you want to buy something, you just drag it over and drop it into the fence. You can also buy more beehives. You can have a maximum, as of right now anyway, my homestead is at level 23. Come by, say hi. Right now you can have a maximum of 6 chickens, 10 cows, and 4 beehives. You'll notice if you do the quick counting, I have 9 cows and 3 beehives, and I'll explain why for that. So when you first walk into your homestead, you may see a bunch of people rush up and ask for things. These are kind of like quests. They don't give you well, I guess they do give you a little bit of experience, but they more importantly give you yarn, they give you cotton, and stuff like that. And the yarn and cotton, if you have opened up a loom, are over here. So what I usually do when I first arrive, if I have room in my inventory, I might collect some of the longer to grow items. Like I've noticed I use a lot of sugarcane and tomatoes, so I kind of go after those pretty quickly. I go over here and just see what is requested. And I can see that I'm missing a bunch of cookies today. A little bit of butter. So I'll head over here. I'll see what I had going last night. I try my best to keep a balance, and I try overnight to put in like the longest items. So I have enough to fulfill this quest. And that one. Unless the numbers change with homestead levels, once you clear out the first 6, you can get 6 more. So you get a total of 12 quests a day. And then you can see I have pretty much everything except cookies and butter. So let me throw in some butter. That was the right butter, right? Yes, it was. And you can see I was baking cookies overnight. So grab those. I was trying to balance, so I can see that I need more sugar. Over here, that little 0 out of 1, I'm going to need 4 sugars to get 4 more cookies started. Let's see what I had going. Yep, looks like I had some sugar. Alright, so I'll go ahead and get some more sugar started right away. But that does allow me to make 2 cookies at least. And I'm low on wheat and more sugar. You can see that my homestead numbers went down significantly after fulfilling just the first few requests. So if you're very close to capacity, you probably won't be. I will say when I first started, when I had a much lower capacity, I think it was like 200 to start, there were times where I had to actually destroy crops in order to make room to pick up items. Like I wouldn't be able, how's my egg and milk level? Okay, 9 eggs. There are quick gather and quick feed buttons underneath, so if you click quick gather, you get everything, and quick feed, you feed them all if you have enough feed bags. If you don't, it will feed whatever number of bags you have. Like if I had 4 bags, it would feed 4 of them, and 2 would still be hungry. And of course, overnight, I had more feed bags being developed. So let's see, what else? I got some cookies, so I can fulfill that request and that request. So my first tip, overnight, try to get some of the longer to bake and make items going. And there's a few reasons for that. First of all, in order to get more slots to open, you need to spend time processing items. That counter will continue to count up even if you're logged out of the game. So, for example, I've gotten to the point where I can open up 8-hour cotton delicates. And so I'll usually throw in like 2 of those overnight because that's like 16 hours of processing time. And sure enough, I can claim 2 nails, and I'm very, very close to leveling up to level 4. And that's true of everything here. So if I go to the very first item, your bakery, you can see that I need 40 total hours to level the bakery to level 3. When I hit level 3, I gain another slot. And those workbooks, those workshop logs that you can get from the quests, you can use it to speed up 40, increase workshop upgrade progress by 40 hours. So I haven't been using those because I really haven't had the need for the extra slots right now, but it is an option. I'm assuming that at higher levels we probably need more than 40 hours. So anyway, let's see. I am waiting on sugar and wheat at the moment. So if you click Quick Gather, you free up slots, and then you can click Plant 10. What I've found as I've been developing my farm, and you don't have this many rows to start, but you have, if I have 1 row of wheat, because wheat grows pretty quickly, corn and carrots seem to be the items that are useful for all sorts of things. Juices, feed bags, cow feed bags, etc. So once I got to the point where I could have 2 rows growing of each of those, I did. And then I have 1 row of sugarcane, 1 row of tomatoes, and 1 row of strawberries, which at the moment I haven't really had much of a use for strawberries. Let's see, how's my milk supply? Pretty much out, which I'm going to need for all that creamer and stuff. So quick gather, quick feed, 8 more minutes, I'll have some more milk to work with. And gather up some more wheat because I know I'm going to be using that. You'll see another 2 guys running up, getting in line for items. So the general process with homesteads, when you first arrive, if you have anything baking overnight and you have the space for it, feel free to collect it. Come over here and fulfill quests. Now you noticed that I need a lot of butter and a lot of cookies. So let's go over. So let's look at this thing. There is this 194 number, which is slowly ticking down. About every 2 seconds, it lowers. You have the ability to speed up construction. And that is coming from this stuff here. this generate sand glass. The last time I made a video, I really didn't understand what it was. I've kind of sort of figured it out. I have a capacity of 2,240, I guess you could call them time skips, or just ways to speed things up. And then while you are sitting in the homestead, or even when you're logged out, this hourglass is filling up. And you can claim up to however much it's filled up at any time and add to this number. This number will also just naturally go up while you're in the farmstead or homestead. That's what the little green arrow, I believe, indicates. So what do we do with that? We can come over here, click on that. If I spend 1,200, I can instantly make 4 butters. I know I need more, so I'm going to go ahead and make some more. This number will always change based on the amount of time you need to make whatever it is you're making. So if you're making something that is like really short to make, like 4 wheats, you won't be spending 1,200. You might only be spending a couple hundred. So we sped up time. We can fulfill this order. We still need 6 more butters. Wow. Oh, that is going to be processing a lot today. We need 4 creams there, 1 cream there, 6 butters there. We need 7 cookies too. So if you click on this, nothing's filled up yet. I could speed up some cookies. Let's see, we need... Okay. Next, inventory. Inventory is really annoying, particularly at lower levels. Now that I've gotten past 300, it's not been so bad. And if you open up your inventory, which you can click right up there, you can see your capacity, and you'll see these planks, tape, and nails, and the ability to expand your inventory. Well, you have cats that run in and offer those 3 items, plus some money, plus some cotton, or whatever material. And you can choose whether to sell the eggs to the cat or not. If you have what the cat is requesting, you can sell. And it will run off, and another cat will come and visit later. At first, you only have 1 cat visiting. Fairly early on in the process, you get the ability to place down a campfire. If you click on build, it will be right there. And its description is a little unclear. It says you can place it in your homestead. Will it attract nearby felines? And I've noticed ever since I put it down, I'm getting 2 cats now instead of 1. So I'm guessing every fireplace we get, or grilled fish set is technically what it is, every single one of those maybe brings another feline. Exit. Once you have collected enough materials, when you click on expand inventory, you can use it. Click on expand and you will gain 20 more slots. And I have not hit a cap yet, so I'm assuming that it's going to go up for a while. In addition, let's say, like right now, I'll think about it. Right now, I have a bunch of planks, but not many nails. And the only cat that's here is offering me more planks, which I don't want. You can reject, and the cat will run off and come back a little bit later and offer something different. Technically, I guess it can offer something the same, but... Alright, Pinna showed up. She wants that. I have it. I get money. As you complete these quests, your homestead level will continue to rise. Mine's level 23 right now. As far as producers, I'll use that for the chickens, cows, and honey. How are we doing on that? Okay. This is where the corn and the carrots come in. Now there's rows of 6 plots. If you click plant 10, that does leave 2 slots open. So if you click on another one and click plant 10, now we got all corn going again. There's the carrots. Let's go ahead and grab some more tomatoes and sugar, because those take a long time to make. We got a sugar ready. And we got a cookie ready. So we can get another cookie started. And we can get another sugar started. So as far as producers, I tend to use eggs a lot. So I usually have one of the feed processors producing nothing but chicken feed. The other one produces usually 3 for cows and 1 for honeycomb. I haven't had that much use for honey, surprisingly. Maybe it will be more popular later. But you will notice that in each of these, you get 3 per bag. So what I've tried to do is keep the chickens, cows, and honeycomb in multiples of 3. So I have 6 chickens, 3 beehives, and 9 cows. So there's enough feed to refeed all 9 cows. Usually the honey I collect maybe once or twice total. You see I have 12 honeycombs right now, and I have 15 bags of pollen, which means I could feed the beehives 5 times. And that's not counting the one that's processing. So I try to always have a full stack of feed ready to go. And that keeps my egg milk supply pretty solid. Low on eggs at the moment, but that's because we're using a lot of eggs. I can see I'm low on corn. The corn is ready, so I'll quickly gather it. And same with the wheat, though, as I mentioned, the wheat grows pretty quickly. I've spent some time in here, so you see I have 14 time skips, sandglasses. I can claim it at any time. It adds to the total here, and the sand continues to keep growing. So I'll go around and usually collect all the other stuff that I've been producing overnight. But before I go and get these working again, because some of these take a long time. Let's see. Like one pizza sauce takes 20 minutes. So if I just load up on pizza sauces right now, and then someone runs up and wants tomato sauce instead, I really have to wait for a while to complete their order. So, all right. So this person, for the Homestead orders, I usually go back every so often and kind of look and see what's being requested. I can see Carl here just needs 5 more eggs. And 6 eggs, quick feed. Make sure that they're always working to lay eggs, but that is enough for Carl's request. And now that I have an empty space, I can see these are the last of the quests. And you can see the second batch of quests doesn't all give experience. At some point, they just start giving money. Don't feel like you have to complete all the quests, though I will say the extra money and leveling up the homestead is definitely kind of nice. So, with this money, what can you do with it? Sebastian, your butler, sells stuff. I have 23,000 gold right now. You can use it to buy some silk, to buy some fish jelly. Perhaps the most helpful thing early on is this expansion material. You get, for only 150 coins, 8 times you can buy 8 of these toolboxes. And what do these toolboxes do? You can choose a plank, a tape, or a nail. For whatever reason, and I'm not sure if this is common for everyone or if it's just kind of random, but nails tend to be the one item I'm always low on. So I usually select nails. And now I'm a little bit closer to expanding. I can see that if I buy one more nail, I could go ahead and expand even further. And I could go ahead and spend the money and do that now, or I can wait and see what offers the cats run up and give me. I tend to want to hold on to my money because some of these buildings can get to be expensive. As you level up your homestead, you can repair more and more items. You can see here at level 25, I can make a cake shop, but that cake shop costs 25,000 coins. So I tend to hold on to the coins and only buy nails or planks or tape when I absolutely feel like I have to, which earlier when I didn't have much storage space, definitely it was worthwhile. Now I'm not needing 380 slots currently, and at any point a cat could run up and offer to sell me some nails anyway. So I'm just going to hold off on that. Other things to spend your money on, you can expand your territory. And let's get over here. At certain levels, you can click on the sign, and you can see clean up when this homestead reaches 25. So when I hit homestead 25, I can open up this space. I did that with this space here, and honestly, I'm not really sure what to do with it. So if you don't have the money right away, I don't see a major need to upgrade the space. I'm guessing the game kind of has plans in the future, or you could go ahead and place patches of dirt to grow over here. So I guess let's talk about that next. As you complete quests and as you level up your homestead, at various levels, you will have... Oh, let's go ahead and get carrots planted and more corn. I find that whenever you see something other than wheat that is ready to be picked, particularly the longer to grow stuff, just go ahead and pick it if you have the space. So let's talk about that space now. As you level up your homestead, I guess it doesn't show... Hi, there's me. I guess it doesn't show what you get with future levels, or if it does, it's not there. But you get items that you can use the build button for. You can get more beehives, and it will tell you your maximum levels. You can get more looms, so you can have more than one loom going. And perhaps most importantly, you can get more dirt. And it's very, very cheap, 20 gold. You can choose where it goes. So I guess if you wanted to place another patch somewhere else, you could. I've just been kind of expanding my own patch. You get 3 at a time. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. I have not yet found a way to pick up a patch and move it somewhere else. So once you place something, it might be there permanently. Not 100% sure. Oh, my guild got first red capital today. Yay. So every few levels, I get a few more patches. I add another strip. And I can go ahead and grow stuff. If you click the plant 10 over here, in fact, I'll show you. So let's gather up the wheat and plant 10. The 6 wheat got planted here, but then it also planted 3 more pieces of wheat in the new slots. Oh, sugarcane. That one's going to come in handy today. Some butter is ready. Okay, you can see the cat came back and is offering me 3 planks for 12 cookies. Well, I need the cookies to fulfill requests, and I got plenty of planks. That's an easy reject. And the cat comes back. It always comes back. With the looms, what I've been doing, I had, at first, I would have 2 slots for cotton and 2 slots for satin, because you start off with 4 slots available. Over time, I've kind of made one of these the cotton loom, and the other loom has kind of become the satin loom. And every so often with the satin one, you get a chance of a new recipe. When you get a new recipe, you won't have this right away in the homestead, but fairly early on you get a quest and you can add the tailor into your homestead. You can, if you get a blueprint from the loom, you can come over here, and if you have the materials, you can make it and add it to your wardrobe. Let's see, go ahead, get more chicken feed, quick gather, quick feed. Yes, yes. And we make sure that more chicken feed is going. That's chicken feed is where a lot of my corn goes, and cow feed is where a lot of corn and carrots go. So, hence the reason I continuously run over there and pick it when I see it. All right, it looks like I can fulfill an order. There we go. Thin Night, happy, ran off. Let's take a look. Still need cookies. Still need butter. Still need cream. That seems to be the main things for today. So this thing is going to be working overtime. There goes another cookie. And what do I need? Still that sugar. Oh, sugar's ready. See how if you kind of look and see what items you need, you can have them being manufactured. And now I can have another cookie being made. And now I need wheat, eggs, and sugar. Well, sugar is being made. Wheat is pretty much always ready to go. And the chickens have been fed and are producing eggs as we speak. And let's get some more cow feed going because I just used it up. Now, why do you want to expand your homestead? Well, for starters, you do get experience for fulfilling the first requests. Second, it's fun. At least I think it's fun. And then third, whatever ability you have going. I chose alchemy. If you haven't started expanding whatever chosen ability you have, at some point it's going to start requiring items from the homestead. I was working on heal potions. I have mine maxed out. Yay. My people get a shield whenever they drink one of my potions. But it required corn. Lots and lots of corn. And I'm in the process of working on the mana potions. I need to make 300 of them just to get the 5th star, so that's going to require 300 pieces of corn. Did I say corn here? I meant carrots. If I said carrots, then I still meant carrots. So your homestead is going to be required in order to progress your chosen ability. Alchemy, definitely. Chef, I don't have the chef profession. I can't imagine a chef not needing some of these items. In fact, probably for a chef, the homestead is probably going to be required fairly early, all things considered. And I don't know about the mechanic profession, but probably something needs it. I've found with alchemy that corn and carrots have been the primary things that I've needed for all of my recipes. But who knows about the stuff that has not been unlocked in the future. It's possible that maybe some of the recipes are going to need some of these processed items next, so don't know. So another tip is level up your homestead as quick as possible, particularly if you are simultaneously working on a profession of some kind. And then try to always have something being processed if possible. Not only is it used to level up your processing things, you never know what people are going to request. Oh, looks like more eggs are required. But also, I can take a look right now. Nothing is going on in the juicer. I have 5 tomato juices and 10 carrots. No one over there, today anyway, was requesting any of that juice. And no one's requesting tomatoes or carrots. I have some cornbread, so I've already used some corn, but yeah, I guess one person wants tomato sauce. So, no, 2 people want tomato sauce. Okay, that's another kind of deceptive thing. 2 people want tomato sauce. It looks like it's already covered because it's green, but this person wants 4 and this person wants 4, so I need 8 tomato sauces. I only have 6. So while all those cookies and everything else are going, I can go over here and make some more, that's tomato juice. I can make some more tomato sauce. And because I've been collecting tomatoes while I've been talking, I had enough tomatoes to go ahead and start all 4. You'll notice that this says free right now. The speed up is free of charge, so I could, if you haven't spent any time skips on a device, the first few charges are free. I'm not sure if these get reset or not. So you can't make anything there. All right. Yeah, I think maybe the first 3 times total are free, but after that you're going to have to pay. Yay. So now I'm up to 700 little time skips. And I see a cat ran up. What are you offering me? Nails? Tape. But I have all the honey, and it is money, so... And no one else needs the honey, so I can just go over here and kind of restock in the process. Alright, I got more eggs. Quick gather, quick feed. You see, once you get your homestead kind of set up, this flow, there, I just got enough chicken feed to feed more chickens. And I'll go ahead and get more started. Chicken feed, fortunately, recovers pretty quickly. It seems deceptively like you walk in, you fulfill some requests, you walk out, but this could deceptively take a lot of time. Okay, you're offering me tape, you want a lot of sugar cubes. Well, that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. So, I'll keep you around though. Tape is not quite as common as the planks for me. So once you're able to expand your homestead, and you can kind of get a steady supply of crops growing, it seems like there's always something to do. In fact, a lot of times, like when I've been leveling up this, I will sit around and use alchemy and just alchemize right here. In fact, do I have anything I can make? Let's see. I've been using up a lot of materials lately. Let's get up to level 150. Okay, so while you were cooking, you're still able to reach over, quick gather, and plant. See? And what I sometimes do, instead of replanting wheat, I might have 3 or even 4 rows of corn going while I was alchemizing the HP and MP potions. And that way, while I'm cooking, if I gathered up all the other materials, while I'm alchemizing, I can just sit there and basically do like a 50 batch, and while it's going, that kills enough time that more carrots or whatever grow, and I'll grab them, and I'll plant more. And you have to kind of click far away to activate one of the remaining batches of land. Because remember, it only plants 10 at a time, and I have basically rows of 12 here. There's the wheat. And we have more sugar. And more cookies. So let's get some more sugar going. Another cookie going. I'm running low on eggs. If you're not sure how much time it's going to take, you can always click and see this. The eggs have 2 more minutes. If you really need eggs right away, you can speed up time with these nutrients, which are made by alchemists. It's production +1, which I actually have not used nutrients before, but I guess we could try it over here. I guess you have to do it before they finish production, but it doesn't seem to be speeding up time, so maybe we get 2 eggs per chicken instead of 1. I guess we'll find out in a moment. Now here, I have 20 jars of milk. So if I'm running low on space, I know I have kind of 9 more ready to go whenever. So I will just kind of hold off on getting the milk and not use up my storage space. All right, we have 4 eggs currently. Quick gather. Yep. That gave us 2 eggs per chicken. So if you have nutrients, which I know alchemists can make. There it is. Level 4 alchemist. Maybe there is there an advanced? Yes, intermediate one. Okay, so the intermediate one would also double the production plus a 20% chance to get 1 extra product. So you might even get 3 eggs or whatever. Okay. Power devices are basically the equivalent for the factories. So now, there we go. So now I can get double all of that. So if you don't have an alchemy buddy, find one. There we go. Oh, there they are, level 8. It was blank for a second there, that was weird. So power device. Created by an alchemist, used in workshop for production +1. So now I am making 2 of everything. So I'm going to have 6 creams and 2 butters. We might as well actually do that. We know we need a lot of these, and I'm an alchemist. I can always make more of those. So you are limited. You can't do it all day long. So even though I have 30 of them, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I can do it 3 more times. And final thing I was going to talk about is just making the homestead look beautiful. So there's weeds and there's rocks. I cleared them all out and they tend to grow back. Once again, if you are an alchemist, you have the ability to get rid of weeds and rocks. You can make more explosives or more herbicides. So let's make a few. You can see I've already 3-starred them. Gives me an extra chance to get more stacks. See, there I got 2 herbicides. Just grab one, drag it on top, and let go. And you'll notice this little help sign. The weeds and rocks do grow back, by the way. At one point I had this entire area clear, and obviously they grow back. So there's these little signs. If you need explosives and herbicides, try gain a friend's help by putting a friend's request sign. Well, when you first enter your homestead, this little board here, it's your home page. You can mention, you can't even see my name because of this little ticker thing. But you have the name of your homestead, you have decorations, you can see if people liked your homestead. Thank you, Paraffin, one of my first buddies. And I can visit his homestead. If you go to, I hope he doesn't mind being on YouTube, if you open up someone's profile, one of the options should say homestead, I'm assuming if they've started one. And you can teleport to their homestead. So this is Paraffin's. His apparently is level 18. He's got a lot of crops growing. He's got a lot of the machines unlocked. He has a few more pieces of rubble just because, you know, my homestead's higher levels, so I've opened up more of those. Now, first of all, you can't steal his stuff. I cannot gather or anything, so you can go and visit and tour other people's homesteads, but you can't steal. Second, you'll notice that he has some rocks in his homestead, and I'm assuming that if I walked around, yep, he has some weeds as well. I think if you put a help wanted sign on your homestead, because right now I'm clicking on the weeds and nothing's popping up, but I think if you put a help wanted on your next to your rocks and weeds, that would allow me to use my tools to go ahead and get rid of them. Since they grow back, I'm not sure really how feasible that is. It looks like he put his Taylor about in the same spot as mine. He put his looms actually in the same spot as mine, but his fireplace for the cats, you know, my fireplace was here, and he chose to put his fireplace there. And even though he's level 18, he has not expanded his territory. However, as I said, I haven't really seen the use for it yet. It's a very huge cost, so not too important. And the cats for him are offering tape. They're offering 2 things of tape for him. If I click on leave, I think I leave all homesteads. I have to go back to mine. And my cats, and I think this is just a factor of me being a higher level, they're offering 3 tapes and planks and nails whenever nails comes along. Yay, I got 2 creams. Let's do that. How much butter do I need? 6. I have 2. I'm going to need some butter, I think, for the pizza sauce. So let's go ahead and double up 1 more. But that is Homesteads, I don't want to say in a nutshell, but kind of where we're at with them in the game currently. I find this to be a lot of fun. I probably spend more time in my homestead than any other part of the game, while crops are growing or while things are being manufactured. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll run off and do some of my dailies, you know, like going to my guild, beating up things, running a dungeon, and then when I'm finished, I come back and everything is good to go. Quick gather, quick feed. Restore my feed, because I have all of that. Oh, this one needs some wheat. Quick gather, quick plant. There's all my chicken feed. And once again, low on wheat, but it grows really quick. As you complete quests, you get stars to rank up your homestead. So let's see, yeah, this one will give it finish. We leveled up to 24. We got some explosives, some light gems, and a little bit of sandglass as well. Oh look, cat finally came asking for nails. Oh look, he wants milk. Yeah, cat's wanting milk. Sure thing. So my homestead is now level 24, which is a pretty decent level, I think, for June 27th. I just got enough nails to expand my inventory yet again. Oh wow, another cat offering for butter. That'll take a little while. This particular level, nothing is able to be repaired, but I'm getting closer now to the amount of money I need to repair the cake shop. But basically, long video short, that is kind of how homesteads, at least intermediate level homesteads, work. What I try to do, first I prioritized expanding my inventory, and that meant if a cat came along offering me something I needed, like the butter in this case, since I need nails more than anything, I would be focused on cooking butter, making butter, and trying to fulfill this cat's request. Doesn't give experience, but it gives money and gives nails. I would always do at least the first 6 homestead orders. Some of them I've just skipped, like, is it worth it to wait around or log in later in the day and make butter over and over and over again? But lately I've pretty much been doing all of them, and that's how I've been leveling up the homestead and getting money. And when I am finished for the day, I look to see what all's grown. Now that my inventory is pretty high, I try to keep at least 20 of all of the base vegetables. So let's go ahead and get some wheat. Wheat's the only one that's not super important because it grows so fast. We need some more tomatoes, which I think are still growing. So if it's not a hard and fast rule. If I have 18 tomatoes, I have 18 tomatoes. If I have 9 tomatoes, I have 9 tomatoes. But ideally, I'd like to leave with at least 20. In addition, I want to be cooking things while I'm gone. Let's grab these. What do I still need? Basically, butter and cheese. Okay. So for example, let's see, I have all that. So for the bakery, the cookies are 10 minutes each, and I still need about 14 hours worth of processing time in order to level up the bakery. So when I leave for the day, I try to go ahead and just throw in the most time-consuming items possible. So that takes care of the bakery. In this case, 15 minutes versus 20 minutes, but I have the tomatoes that I need for the 15 minutes, and I need some other supplies, including precious butter that I'm still working on. So I would just go ahead, take care of that. It's another 15 minutes each. That's 1 hour of processing time. So when I come back tomorrow, I'll be at 11.8. The pizza oven is one of the few that I have not been using at all. In part, it takes a lot just to make pizza sauce, so I just haven't. Tomato juice, 30 minutes each. Right there is 2 hours of processing time. So I will come back tomorrow and be close to 32 hours of processing time. As I mentioned, the looms, I try to fill up one with the satins and one with the cottons. And I'm careful not to slap on 8 hours 5 or 6 times, because then I can't use this loom for like 40 hours. So what I was doing once I was able to unlock Cotton Delicate, I would do like 3 of the regular cottons and then 1 or maybe 2 of the Cotton Delicates. Let's go back. How's my tomatoes? 45 seconds. So I would have all of those going. As far as feeds, I have plenty of chicken feed. I have plenty of pollen. Cow feed, I usually like to at least leave with 1 whole serving for cows. So I have 12 bags of cow feed and I have 9 cows, so yay. I usually like to leave with around, well, when my homestead was smaller and I didn't have as much storage space, 10 eggs and 10 jars of milk seemed to be pretty good nowadays. I like to leave with a little more. You can see with all the cheese and butter and everything I need to make, milk is kind of important. And since all of the feeds come in multiples of 3, I try to keep the cows, chickens, and beehives in multiples of 3 as well. 6 chickens, 9 cows, 3 beehives seem to be working pretty well. Otherwise, for a while I had like 5 cows, and the bags of feed and the number of cows, I kept coming short, and some cows were hungry and some cows weren't, and it was just kind of annoying. So. And then I try, at least when I was starting out, I tried to have like 3 or 4 of each item, because I never knew what the requests were going to be for. As you continue to level, the things that they ask for are more advanced. So I'm not sure if that's a hard and fast rule, but it would be nice to kind of just come in for the next day prepared. And there's going to be some times where, like, I'm using tons of sugar right now, so I don't have any to spare to make ice cream. If I play some of the game and then come back to this, I might set up and have some ice cream cooking being made overnight. Yay, butter. So that's kind of my approach. At the very minimum, try to have some of your vegetables stocked up, some eggs and milk stocked up, and whenever possible, try to have a few things, particularly the more time-consuming ones, like in this case cornbread and cookies. Try to have a few of them baking overnight, so that way you can be ready for orders in the morning. If you use them, great. If not, And if you do have storage space issues and you need to destroy items, you can click on the item, click on discard, and choose how many to destroy. And yes, I've had to do that before because inventory space is annoying. Oh, and my tomatoes are done. While things are growing or while things are processing, that is a great time to go and do various events or go to dungeons, Archie Tower, Big Cat Cargo, Demon Trials, whatever you feel like doing. Or if you are an alchemist, chef, etc., that would be a great time also to go off and find supplies. There's a lot of times where I'll go and I'll find one of those premium nodes, use up my 40 minutes on that, come back, and then a bunch of things have processed. So those are my tips for people wanting to develop their homesteads at least to an intermediate level. There might be more things in the future that I might be able to explain, but that hopefully will give you some places to kind of think about, plan for, etc. I will say, once I complete another row, probably tomatoes are going to be the next thing that I double plant, because I use tomatoes in so many things, and they take a lot longer to grow than even sugarcane. So anyway, hope this helps. Casual Crono, signing out.